Hello everyone and welcome back to WesterosCraft Walks. I'm your host Kobe.
And I'm Lucia.
And today for the third part of our White Harbor series, we are gonna have a look at the inner harbor and also around the inside the city, around the new keep. And we are starting here near the Wolf's Den. We're gonna make our way to the Merman's Gate and then go around the inner harbor from there. So we are, this is kind of a high street, I believe. You got some, I think this is like a scribe or something. It's got a roll of parchment and a quill. Yeah, or maybe he's writing books. Because, oh yeah, I think there was a bookbinder before this as well. So maybe this guy is writing them and then the guy next door is binding the pages together. What do you think, Lucia?
Maybe he gets a good deal.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see later on as well. There are quite a few of these professions with the little writing things. But here we have a little square that's the bathhouse, and there's the Merman's Gate that leads to the inner harbor. Also, what I found around this is that they probably like to drink here, because there's like a wine bar here, but it's like kind of a wine bar where you can not necessarily buy barrels, I guess, but just buy a cup, like a tavern. And then here you have a tavern, and on the other side you've got two taverns. So I guess there's.
Must be them when they come in from the Merman's Gate. The first thing they probably want is a drink.
I guess so. So I guess there's quite a lot of competition here with all these places to get a drink.
But one thing as well is that with this being the only city in the north, you don't really tend to find like scribes in small towns, so they probably are all just located here for the whole north. I
guess so, yeah. But then also in the castles, I guess. But I guess city-wise would be here, yeah. As in like others, like people settlements.
Yeah, because I was thinking you're not going to be able to get a scribe from the king. Well, not the king, you know what I mean? I keep saying lords. King, I mean lord, to be writing things down for regular folk.
Village. Yeah. So you have a little pond. I guess this is maybe for like punishment or execution. And then here is the way to the inner harbor. Gotta be careful that you don't hit your head on the spikes, but you're greeted with some statues as you go in. Here we'll get a better view of the harbor itself. So behind those walls is where we were rowing in the first episode, and now you get to see where the nicer ships are able to dock. Because Lucia got. Oh, you want me to say it about So this is the nice place. It offers better anchorage than the outer harbor. And was there anything else that you remember? It's got all the walls around it, so it's also better access to the city itself for unloading. And speaking of unloading, I believe this is the customs house.
I thought it was going to go a very different way.
What do you mean?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. So
speaking of unloading, we're in the red light district.
No, I think that's later. We're going to visit.
There was a brothel here.
Oh, here as well. Oh, yeah.
We'll be everywhere.
Yeah, we'll be visiting some.
That's that one thing. Like, if you want to make a good investment back then, just go for a brothel. Because they're everywhere.
Yeah. So that building was for the people who bring imports into the city. They have to declare them at the customs house and pay import tax on them, I imagine. Yeah. I made a whole video about medieval taxes on my personal channel, and it's kind of up to the lord and stuff can decide how much taxes are on it as well, but it could be the individual, like the city as an entity as well, that can decide how much they want to tax on imports and stuff. So they might have to pay import tax for the whole north as a region, and maybe like an added thing for the city itself. All depends on who wants how much money. But yeah, over here we are gonna end up at the other end, where there's a little less anchorage, and you'll be able to see a few smaller boats as well. But here is the Wolf's Den below the Wolf's Den. Any thoughts on the little harbor?
That's nice.
Yeah, so this is like more shallow water where there's little boats.
Yeah, this would be more for like the local fishermen would have their
Mm-hmm.
little boats.
And the little houses.
We must say little in front of everything. Yeah, little basket. But yeah, still, you can see here the use of that new pebble block that we have, which people will be like, it's not new. Well, I mean, it's kind of new.
But it's over a year, I think.
That's it? Oh,
I think so, I'm not sure.
But I still like it. It's coming into use more now. But it's nice because you can get some good gradients and variations using it.
Yeah, so here we are at the end of the harbor, but we're gonna cross this little river. You might remember that bridge from the first episode as well. We walked over there near the end as well, the little river that goes into the inner harbor.
But another thing I like about that pebble block is it doesn't just come with half slabs and blocks. You can also get it like how sand and snow is, so you can kind of layer it, so you can get a more realistic sand effect, or like a riverbed effect, rather than it just being like slab.
Mm-hmm.
Slab.
Yeah, so we're gonna walk around these outer walls that protect the harbor as well. You can see over here is where that ship was, the shipwrights harbor place that we saw in the first part as well. But we're gonna walk around this until that little lighthouse that I wanted to check out as well. But yeah, get a nice view of the wolves den there. Some glitching lighting effect as well, which are like throughout the video. I guess it's still with the shaders.
Yeah, it's so annoying. So they're better shaders than the other ones, but they make it go a little funny sometimes.
Yeah, there's always like something wrong with the shaders, except for like Kuda shaders, which I used to use, but now they're outdated, I believe. I don't think they're like compatible anymore. Like from what I tried.
F's in the chat.
F's in the chat, yeah. So here, this is a nice lighthouse. We also had a little look at that when we were rowing past a few episodes ago. So we are gonna climb to the top and have a nice
cozy
view around. Yeah, I guess they got a nice little cozy house, because they have to live here, because they have to keep the light on. But yeah, there's a few stairs all around. So it's kind of not difficult, but it's kind of, you have to go around a few places to get all the way up. You can see the different building stages as well, I suppose, in the color of the stone. I believe this was like only later edition. And at the very top, when we get to there, I believe we're just about there here.
I wonder if that's a little toilet.
No. Oh, maybe, I guess.
Imagine having to go all the way down. Like, nah, hold it. Or just do it off the edge.
They got some pots there, but I think that's probably to light the fire. But yeah, you get a nice view of the city here. It's not fully rendered yet, because you can see quite far here.
You can see far enough, kids. Don't worry about it. Just imagine the rest.
Yeah, and then you get a good view around.
Found the edge of the world.
Yeah, this is the river again. It's the other bank is too far to see, but it's the river, and you have a glass thing around the fire, which shows that is a fancy harbor. But
yes, quite.
Yeah. I'm not gonna bore you with like going all the way around again, so we skip to this place near the sunset. That's where we were, and we're gonna go back inside the city. What do you want? Do you have anything to say, Lucia?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is actually the gate that goes to the outer harbor, which we will see some other time.
This episode it has a lot of things in, like points of interest in, but unfortunately there's no
real
actual information about any of them, which is annoying.
Yeah.
I was looking it all up and I was like, all I got was the stuff for the inner harbor, and that was just saying that it's a mile long,
like the wall is
30-foot wide walls.
Wide or high? I don't know.
High? No, high, not wide. I was to say wide. That'd be some thickness. That would be a very well defended castle. And then there's towers every 200 meters.
It's probably footers.
What?
Yeah. Because I think
200 doodas. Doodading.
Yeah, we're back in the get the gate over here, the Merman's Gate with statues, and it's getting dark. What do you fancy when it's getting night, Lucia? Do you want
chocolate?
Well, maybe not chocolate, but we're going to someplace hot. We're gonna visit the bathhouse.
Okay. I was like, we're going to a brothel.
No, not yet. That's only later. Gonna take a nap before that. But yeah, here is the bathhouse of White Harbor.
Ooh.
Nice and fancy. You get all the nice light rays.
I was going to say, it would be fairly easy to clean because of the steam, it goes up. And then it comes down the side of the walls, which would kind of clean the walls, but then it would leave the streaky marks.
Yeah.
And actually reminds me of when I was in Naples and I went to Herculaneum, and they have still there the preserved bathhouses, and the ceiling and the walls were actually tapered. So that way the steam would actually fall in together rather than falling over the whole wall. It would come together in these streams. So it was a bit easier to clean up because it could go right into drainage at the bottom rather than being all over everywhere and being slippery and dangerous.
So that were the baths, and over here you have a bigger steam bath. I think in a minute we're gonna see where they're doing the fires as well, but here is the sauna. I got some herbs here as well.
I like going to saunas, but I always get so nervous after that one disaster film I watched. What was it? Disaster movie or something like that? And they got stuck in what was one of these like scary films, and they got stuck in a sauna. They died.
There's a real story of that happening as well.
Don't. No, everything's safe.
Okay.
Because I will just never go in things again. I'll be like, I could die. It's like, we could die doing anything, really.
But that real story where that happened, that was a man that built his own sauna. Was
it in like Sweden or something?
I'm not sure. It was somewhere.
And the handle broke off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the handle broke off, and then the wife and the husband were in together for like almost a whole day, and the husband didn't end up surviving, but the neighbor ended up finding out, and the woman was still alive. But, on a lighter note, we're out of the sauna now.
Good.
So here we have a little walk through the streets at night. It seems nice with the little lights, right, Lucia?
Mm-hmm. Danger lurks around every corner. Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, so we'll go inside in this bookbinder next to that scribe.
I mean, one thing that if you compare big cities like White Harbor and King's Landing is that King's Landing has a lot more like city watch everywhere.
Oh, I guess barracks and stuff.
Yeah, for the barracks, for the city watch. Meanwhile, you don't really see that as much here, or maybe it's just more well hidden. You're like, either it's safer, or they just don't have police.
Yeah, I think because in King's Landing, well, we're actually going to take a little nap here, so after our little nap. Yeah, so in King's Landing, I think it's more that the buildings stand out more, because it's made from that same red brick as the walls. But I guess, I'm not sure, I haven't found any barracks in here, but I imagine maybe they're just blend in more. They have maybe more similar stone than all the other houses around it. But yeah, here we are gonna go inside of the city more, around the new keep, kind of exploring those streets around there. I guess this is kind of a good time to talk about the history of the Manderleys themselves. Because I mentioned it in previous episodes, but I didn't go into it that much. So they are a house that dates back to the first man, so it's a pretty old house. And they originally had their seat in the Reach, near the Mander River. And well, some say that the Mander River is actually named after House Manderley. But I guess it could be the other way around as well. But yeah, they had their seat there, and their original seat was called Dunstanbury, I believe it's called. But yeah, later on they had to flee, and that's how they ended up here. I'll go more in depth about that here, but I just wanted to mention that this is quite interesting. This is a under construction house. You have a crane here as well. you can kind of see how it's been built, which is quite an interesting find. But yeah, so they were bannermen to House Gardener of the Reach. I think it was when they got exiled. There's different sources, but it should be around 1000 to like 600 years before Aegon's conquest. And basically what happened was at some point House Gardener had a problem with their succession. There were no male heirs left, and there were two daughters left, and one was married to a Manderley, and the other one was married to a guy from House Peak.
She was married to a house?
Well, they were married to the guys, or like the lords.
I'm making a joke.
I know. So yeah, they were married. One daughter was married to a Manderley, the other one was to a Peak, and they both lords were supporting their own wives as to take over the position of, I guess, lady of the Reach. I guess queen it would be, because it was a kingdom back then still. Over here something interesting. It's a confectionery, Lucia. It's a confectionery shop, which I did a video about as well on my personal channel. If you want to make,
it can be really tricky to do things like that because we don't have that many blocks in the world for sweets and confectioners. So you
got sugar.
have to repurpose some of them.
And I guess that is like a sugar sculpture. But yeah, I made a whole video about the history of confectionery on my personal channel as well. And it actually became prominent only after the medieval period. It's not that prominent in the medieval period.
It didn't have sugar.
Yeah, exactly. Sugar only came.
Oh my god! I'm so smart. I'm so smart.
Yeah, Lucia knew that from my video because I talk about it. Well, you were
the research for that.
I think maybe partly could be. Yeah. So we'll come back to the struggles of House Manderley. But this is in a bit. This is kind of a nice square over here with that big tree in the middle, and this is actually the theater of White Harbor, which is nice as well. You have any comments about the theater? How does it look, Lucia?
I like it. It's not too overly decorated, but at the same time, you don't really want to distract people too much because you want them to focus on the play. But as well, did you go outside to the other theatre?
The little one, yeah, we'll see it in a moment.
This would be like the rich person's theatre where they can sit on chairs. Ooh, sophisticated. And have actors. And then there's the regular folk theatre outside.
Yeah, I thought it was for children maybe, but I guess regular. Oh yeah, we'll come back to that in a moment, because we can go here below where the props are held.
Yeah, but if you think about it, if you are...
yeah. I was like, oh no.
If you don't have that much money, the theatre is not something that you need. You need food, and they would need clothes over going to the theatre. So they would probably just go to one of the open air ones where they stand and, put a...
play on.
I don't know what the currency would be.
Like coins.
Well, I know what you mean like coins, but I mean like halfpenny. Like the smallest coin possible probably would be used on something like this because they're just standing there, opposed to the theatre in there, which would probably be a lot more expensive.
You got a little castle here. So yeah, this is the outside bit. Yeah, I thought it was for children, but I think Lucia might be right that it might be for older people because you got a nice house next door as well.
Or maybe the kids go out there.
Oh yeah.
Grown-ups go in there.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, like.
Mommy's screaming! I think she's in danger! Don't go in, Jimmy! Don't go in. Your mommy's alright.
Yeah, look at the play.
Look at the play. Look at the play. Mommy! That's a regular door. Don't use a button, just use your hand.
Yeah, but earlier I was like, oh no, this is. I pressed the button, I also almost got locked outside, but I managed to go back in just in time. Yeah, so this brings us back, that area we're gonna explore another time, but that brings us back to this nice square with the tree inside. You got some taverns around here as well. And this is where that nice or like interesting brothel is over here, the Octopus Garden. And this is also one we mentioned last episode. So yeah, it's another brothel. It's got a theme to it. You know, brothels are one of the like nicer and I guess creative places that you can do, because you can kind of do your own theme to it.
Yeah. I mean, I also want to say, last week I thought the brothel was done by Mika. It was actually done by Elderwin, who is another builder on the server.
Yeah, but it was a nice brothel nonetheless, yeah. This one's quite nice as well. I didn't find a fancy chamber in this one, but I guess this would be for like the head mistress, because because that was a single bed. I don't think you can use that for a lot, or unless you do it on the balcony.
They probably can't because they don't want to give up a free show. But I'm done.
Oh, I guess. Well, maybe they're standing on there to lure the men in. With
maybe like full on red light district, like
octopus and stuff.
I don't know.
Is that what they do?
That was meant to be the seductive music. Like, is she having a stroke?
Yeah. So now we are gonna go into an. Oh yeah, this was an interesting house, wasn't it, Lucia? You had to look inside, but I couldn't go in.
Oh yeah, I went on spectator mode to get in, so I couldn't find the way in.
Yeah. So these people probably didn't pay their taxes or something in
their
the
house
house.
Has been repossessed.
Yeah, it's all blocked off.
They're naughty.
Or maybe they just died or something. I don't know.
We wouldn't put a chain over the door.
I guess.
And
not,
the notice up.
Or maybe they're criminals.
Maybe they're ghosts.
Yeah.
This house is haunted.
Let's flee, Lucia. Flee. Bloop.
We're definitely gonna get fleas if you go down there.
We're fleeing from the ghosts. So yeah, this is also. Oh, if I can get up. This was also something that you found, didn't you, Lucia?
Cholera.
No, the sewers. It has sewer. Well, Lucia didn't find the sewers, but there's a little room further on. But yeah,
it's
like
my house.
No, I don't think.
Yeah, that's right. I couldn't afford the rent down here.
Yeah, so this is I can't really get back up because there's no ladder. But yeah, just like in Zanding. And yeah, like a major city would have a sewers. But here is a chamber in the sewers. I'm not sure what it's used for though. Like you can see this is like under a nice waterfall there. Yeah, under the tree.
Under the tree.
But they gotta be careful with those braziers though, that they don't like light the roots in fire.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. Oh, I thought maybe it could be like a bandit.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, a bandit that has no sense of smell.
Yeah, I guess so.
But I guess if you're a bad enough criminal, you're going to put up with the smell of
poo-poo. Yeah. But then there was this door as well that leads to a complex outside. So maybe they use it for something. Maybe smuggling. I guess smuggling. That could be used for smuggling. If they don't want to pay the tax, the import tax.
Maybe.
Not sure what this complex was though. There's some storehouses. But yeah, we are going back to that main square, not main square, the square with the tree again, and then we are gonna follow kind of around the new keep, but along the streets, kind of what would it be, east? Yeah, east of the city. Yeah, they got some other nice because the east of the city I hadn't been to before, but I was just walking around randomly. But we will find some nice buildings as well.
Buildings?
Yeah, buildings.
Buildings.
Yeah, like it's along this road. Okay, I should go back to maybe the story about the Manderleys.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were kind of fighting with the House Peak of the Reach as well, for like, which daughter is gonna inherit the throne. Eventually the Tyrells, which were back then the stewards of High Garden in service to the House Gardener, they kind of called the banners, and they kind of put down both House Peak and House Manderley, and they instated a far cousin from the House Gardener line.
I guess you could say they really reached for it.
I guess they did reach out for a long lost cousin.
Or the alternative would be it was a real reach. Take your pick of the two.
Okay. Oh yeah.
You hear the sound of laughing.
Yeah. Oh,
Everyone's
yeah.
like, oh Jesus Christ.
And
Now we know she's officially delusional.
so here's I think, is this the Sheep's Gate, Lucia? I think it might be. The Sheep's Gate. I think that's what it was called. We're coming back to that later on, but gonna take a look at the streets before that. So, yeah, the House Gardener was then the quarrel was put to rest, but that's kind of how the rivalry between House Peak and House Manderley started, and that will come into play later on. Because even though House Gardener was back on the seat, later on, so between sources differ, but it was between 1000 or 600 years before Aegon's conquest, kind of the Peaks kind of said to the gardeners, look at House Manderley, they're growing an influence on land and stuff, we should do something about it.
Kill them all.
So kind of House Peak kind of influenced House Gardener to exile the Manderleys.
Ooh, tea time.
Yeah, with their argument being, oh, the Manderleys are growing very powerful, so they might want to take you over, House Gardener. You want to do something about that?
You want to fight them?
Yeah, so House Peak got House Gardener to exile the Manderleys, and that's also how Dustinbury is, I believe now it's under House Peak's control in the lands of House Peak, so if we do a walk there, we might visit...
Peek, peek, peek.
Yeah, visit... Peek, peek, peek.
Peek, peek.
We might visit the old seat of House Manderley. But basically they were in exile, they were fleeing for their lives, and House Stark kind of let the Manderleys into the north. They kind of helped them out, and they gave them the Wolf's Den and the land around it, which would become White Harbor. So yeah, kind of the wealth the Manderleys brought from their house in the Reach kind of was used to build the city of White Harbor. So yeah, that was another little nap. This is the last kind of segment in the video. We're just gonna, I believe it's this area over here. It's kind of like a sap tree, or kind of a, it seems like normal houses around it, but like in the center there's a sap, so maybe there's some kind of sap tree nearby as well. And we'll also be having a look at the Silversmiths Guild, I believe. I believe it is the Silversmiths Guild. But this is quite a nice area, isn't it, Lucia?
Yes.
Would you like to live here with the back garden with a septon?
Yes.
Okay.
But no graves, because graves bring ghosts, and ghosts bring spookies.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think it was like a graveyard. It was kind of a nice garden, but I believe this is the Silversmiths Guild, which we will have a look inside in a moment. Yeah, there's, as you can see, another square over here with a nice statue and a fountain. Yeah, and over there is actually the market hall, which we saw. Was it last? Yeah, it was last episode. Yeah. But yeah, again, as I said, kind of the wealth that Manderleys brought from the Reach, because the Reach is in general more wealthy than the North. So they used their coins to kind of build the city and kind of start it up. So yeah, this is the Silversmiths Guild, I believe. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah. Got a little slap there. Okay.
Could we? How many times you gonna say? How many times?
I'm just saying that I'm not sure.
I'm sure. I'm dead.
But I'm pretty sure because you got quite a lot of silver and
I'm
a
not
little
for real, but for real.
Goes silver there. Basket barrel, no, crate with silver.
There we go. We got there in the end. Barrel, basket, silver.
At first, I thought it might be controlled by the Manderleys because they got quite a lot of Manderley colors and flags as well. But I guess
They're
it's
showing
just
their pride.
Yeah. I imagine this is the meeting room of the Silversmiths Guild.
That would have been funny if you said that in the meat chamber. This is the meeting room. Thank you.
You're welcome. There might have been a silver statue there on the thing. But yeah, here you can... here it is. Around the corner.
Oh,
there.
That's not silver, that's silver and gold. They can't make their mind up.
Maybe it's just gold,
treasury.
like as in wealth. Yeah, treasury.
Money.
But you can see it's quite a big guild with a lot of chambers where they do some writing. And I think, you might have been able to see them earlier, but I know on the way back to the Sheep's Gate, we will have a look at, not have a look inside, but we will see some more of those like scribes on the street as well. So they're quite prominent. They're a library as well, or maybe it's just to archive documents. Because I imagine they would keep track of like their finances and in a guild like this.
In the Silversmiths Guild?
Yeah, I think it's the Silversmiths Guild.
So just to clarify, everyone, Kobe thinks this just might be
the Silversmiths Guild.
Bronzesmith Guild, right?
No.
Damn, we'll never crack the case.
Well, I guess the colors are kind of like oxidized bronze. But yeah,
this is what I have to live with, and people are like, "Why are you crazy?" It's like, this is why.
But yeah,
and I just show them a photo of Kobe, and they're like, "Oh Jesus Christ!"
What? Why? I'm not that bad.
Okay.
But yeah, this is the street I was talking about.
But where's the Goldsmith Guild?
Maybe the Silversmiths Guild do gold as well.
Is there an Alchemist Guild?
Not here. I don't think so. Maybe there is, but...
If there's a Sheep's Gate, is there a Sheep's Guild? Is there a Merman's Guild?
No, I don't think...
Is it just a big swimming pool?
I don't think merman as a profession is really popular.
Wow! What about having some house pride?
Yeah, I guess. Oh, this seems like a jewellery place.
I eat gold for lunch. There's a gold piggy.
Oh, is it like that? Oh, was it a goose that poops gold?
Well, the goose poops golden
eggs. Yeah. I thought it was a donkey, but I was wrong.
No, that's a talking donkey.
But,
Shrek.
Yeah. But, yeah, this is kind of the road that leads to the Sheep's Gate. So we are gonna have a look at that little market there. Then have a look on top of the Sheep's Gate, and that's kind of where we're heading off in next episode. Yeah, because next episode we are going outside of the city again, but then afterwards we're coming back in. So we haven't seen the whole city yet. So it's kind of in and out, like kind of in the city, surrounding lands.
So I guess you could say in, out, then we're going to shake it all about.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Is that the song?
Is it Hokey Cokey or Hokey Pokey?
Hokey Pokey.
Is it Hokey Cokey or Hokey Pokey?
No, Hokey Pokey. That's what I think.
I think it's Hokey Cokey.
Oh, is this one of the Mandela effects? Let us know.
And it's actually like Hokey Stokey.
Let us know in the comments below. Is it Hokey Pokey or Hokey Cokey?
Hokey Cokey.
I think it's Hokey Pokey. But yeah, here is...
Why would it be Hokey Pokey?
I don't know. That's what I remember.
He hokey poked me.
Yeah. So this is where we end the episode. Let us know in the comments below which one is it. So thank you for watching.
Oh my god, it's both.
Is it both?
I googled it. Apparently it says Hokey Cokey or Hokey Pokey. And in the UK, Ireland and the Caribbean, apparently it's Cokey. And in the US, Canada, Australia and Israel, for some reason it's Pokey. So I guess we'll be able to see what country you're from by if you're a Cokey or a Pokey. I'm a Cokey through and through. Plays national anthem of England in the background.
So thanks for watching this episode. On screen right now you can find the link to my own channel if you want to see those profession videos. Or the link to the WesterosCraft Walks playlist. In the description below you can find the links to our social media as well.
And to all the people who believe it's Hokey Cokey, goodbye for the rest of you. Hokey Cokey! Or nothing!